News Talk for this half hour, and we welcome Brian McQueen from FASNY, and we're talking fireworks safety. Thank you so much for being here. And in recent weeks, we have certainly given a lot of time to those companies who are selling fireworks, so I want to make sure I give you the floor too, and just talking about safety.
Absolutely, we appreciate that. You know, it's been an up and downhill battle, there's no question about it, with when you talk about fireworks. You know, there wasn't a Firematic Association in New York State that was really pleased with the passing of this bill. And plus, the other thing you have to think about is now this bill goes back onto the respective counties themselves. And I have to take some, applause to County Executive Pacenti and Jerry Fiorini and that group of our legislators that really stuck to their guns, saying that they don't want to pass this firework bill in Oneida County. And basically, I had the chance to talk to the Republican and Democratic caucuses about the safety of firefighters and of fireworks and the effect that it has, on children especially. Mm-hmm. And I encourage anybody, when you have to really think about the impact that a firework has on somebody, especially the young person, to take a walk someday through the burn center at the Shriners Burn Center in Boston and see the children whose hands were burned and bodies were burned and faces were burned from firework displays.
It's just not worth it.
It's not worth it. And we talk about sparklers, and I'm not talking about the metal sparklers. I'm talking about any type of a sparkler where the tips burned anywhere between 18 and 2,000 degrees. That sometimes is hot enough to burn metals. So we think about it. What's the cost versus benefit to the county in regards to being able to sell fireworks or watching a child grow up without having to deal with burns in their bodies.
And your point, and FASNY's point, is it's not like there aren't firework displays happening in several different municipalities, leaving it to the professionals. You can still enjoy the holiday and the tradition, but you're saying don't bring it to your own backyard.
Exactly, Kristen. You know what? We do have professionals out there, and I applaud the professional firework companies for being out there, and that's their job to do.
And they're taking their own safety measures.
Absolutely, and that's their job, so leave the fireworks to the professionals.
Let's talk about those fireworks that are legal in certain counties, Herkimer, Madison counties, for example, because I want to make clear what is allowed and what's not allowed, because you're walking a fine line there between what is allowed to what could potentially burn down a house. Well, not that they all couldn't, but what is legal within the law? Well,
again, there are so many different types of fireworks that are legal through the law, and I would encourage anybody to look through our website at www.fasny.com, or also the New York State Association of Fire Chiefs website to be able to get all that information as well. One of the things we have to understand is that children under the age of 15 are the ones that are being burned the most. So again, fireworks shouldn't be in the hands of young adults. They should be in the hands of adults. Whether it's sparklers or whether they're bottle rockets, depending on what the number of, the size of the gunpowder that we have within inside some of those fireworks that are now legal in some of the neighboring counties like Herkimer County and so on and so forth. Again, there's a precaution we need to take, and there's the National Fire Protection Agency has a program out there that provides adults with, the correct fire safety procedures.
We're looking at video now, and it's video that you see year after year after year after year, and you might dismiss it and say, oh, that's not going to happen to me. You see the mannequin's head blow up there. But if you lean over an explosive device, that absolutely could happen to you. And in terms of the stats, I think that kind of speaks for itself.
62% of all the burns occur from the torso on up to through the head area. So that's 62% of the burns. So you're right.
So we do want to acknowledge, okay, we do have fireworks that are legal in New York. Be safe about it. Please be safe about it. But we do have some safety tips for you if you are planning on using fireworks in your home. And they're right there on your screen. And one of them, and it seems kind of obvious, don't point at or throw a firework at another person.
Exactly.
It seems obvious, but apparently enough to be on a warning list. Also, is there really a reason to be handing a toddler a sparkler?
Exactly. And one of the other points I want to make a clear emphasis is that just yesterday in the city of Utica, there was a fire that was caused by fireworks in a bedroom. So let's be honest with you. What happens to these fireworks after they're not for sale anymore? Where are they being stored? Are our codes enforcement people keeping up to date on this is where these fireworks are being stored? Because we've got firefighters, I don't care whether they're career or volunteer, that are running into these structures not knowing that there's fireworks inside these structures. What happens to them? I'm not the person that's going to want to call their wife and their family and let them know, that they're injured due to this, type of an incident. So
things
again,
to think about
there's more
even
to
after
it.
the 4th of July.
Absolutely.
And while I have you here, let's talk grilling safety, because people are going to pull out the grills. Some of the tips to keep in mind.
Absolutely. Some of the most important things is don't leave it. Most of the grill fires occur because they're unattended. So again, keep it at a low rate. Make sure you have somebody that's, make sure you're there, at the grill. Make sure that, kids are kept away from the grill as well. And enjoy yourself, And again, we always have to think that we have to keep the alcoholic refreshments down as well, so that we don't get carried away.
Brian, thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you, Kristen.
Brian McQueen here from FASNY, and we are back with much more. We're going to take a look at that full forecast, see what the 4th looks like from here on out, and much more from Gary Liberatore. He's going to take an insider's look at what the manhunt was like for those 2 prison escapees. Straight ahead.